After weeks on tour with a country music legend, he thought the hard part was over. The long drives, the sleepless nights, the endless miles of asphalt behind him. But the moment he walked into that small California casino, everything changed. He took one sip of orange juice and then collapsed. From his brother's view, it looked like death. From his view, it was the beginning of something far greater. This is the story of the day a musician met eternity and came back forever changed. This is After Breath, true stories of life beyond death. I'm Matt. Let's get into the story. After weeks on the road with a country music legend, a weary musician finally returned home to California. The long journey from the northern reaches of Canada had been relentless. Days of travel, restless nights in the dim glow of the tour bus, and endless hours spent behind a laptop screen. When the wheels of the bus finally touched California soil again, he was more exhausted than he realized. Dehydrated and drained, he climbed into his small car and began the 40-minute drive north toward his home, tucked in the mountains. The morning air felt heavy but familiar. Still restless, he answered a call from his brother, who invited him down to the local casino. Despite feeling lightheaded, he decided to go, craving a bit of normalcy after the long tour. Inside the casino, his brother and a friend sat at the bar. He ordered an orange juice, thirstier than he could remember being. For a few minutes, everything seemed ordinary. Just laughter, conversation, and the rhythmic chime of slot machines. But then, the world tilted. A sudden wave of dizziness overtook him. He tried to stand, to steady himself, but everything went black. His body collapsed backward onto the cold concrete floor. From his brother's view, the scene was horrifying. He stood up, stiff as a board, fell straight back, and blood began to pool behind his head. But from the musician's view, something entirely different was happening. He found himself floating weightless, without pain, without fear. He could see his body below, lifeless and still, as his brother and friend shouted his name, trying desperately to wake him. But he felt calm. More than calm, he felt free. Man, he thought, with a faint, amused awareness, I'm glad that's over. He marveled that his humor was still intact, that he was still himself, only lighter, clearer, and more alive than ever. A warm, enveloping presence surrounded him, a consciousness that wasn't separate from him, but part of him. It spoke, not with words, but with knowing. Don't worry, we've got you. In that instant, every thought was met with immediate understanding. He felt love, boundless, unconditional, eternal. It was a place of peace, and yet it felt strangely familiar, like coming home. Then came the realization that he was connected to everything, the stars, the light, the essence of creation itself. He didn't want to leave. But with that thought came another, gentle but firm. It's not your time. There's more to learn. He felt a subtle sadness, yet also acceptance. As his awareness began to draw back toward Earth, visions of his life flashed before him. Moments of kindness, regret, laughter, and love. He felt the emotions of everyone he had ever touched and understood in perfect clarity how every action and word ripples through eternity. Then came the pull, a gravitational tug through a dark tunnel, and he awoke. The sterile lights of the casino glared above. His brother's panicked voice pierced through. Paramedics lifted him onto a gurney and into the ambulance. He tried to speak, to explain what had just happened, but the words wouldn't come. Later that night, as he lay in the hospital recovering, the country music legend himself stopped by to check on him. A surreal but comforting gesture. He would later realize that what he experienced was a near-death experience. From that day on, he lost all fear of death. He knew with certainty that consciousness continues beyond the body, that love endures, and that this world is only one small part of a far greater home. He carries that truth with him still, a quiet knowing that when his life ends, the journey doesn't. It only changes form. If you like this video and want to see more just like it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll be back with more. Thank you. Take care of each other.